Hello, and welcome to the Pulp, the Cult, and the Shadowplay Drive-In, the transmission for cinephiles everywhere where we analyze, comment on, and review movies. This is Zoe Dune of ZoeDune.com, your host for the Pulp, the Cult, and the Shadowplay Drive-In. Check out our last episode where we talk about the taking of Deborah Logan. For this episode, Alex Gaddy, Jason Crow, and I were going to talk about 1985's Underworld, otherwise known as Transmutations, as written by Clive Barker. But we're going to hold off on that until next week and instead talk about the 94th Academy Awards. In this episode, we're going to talk about some of the nominees that we watched, specifically Coda, Dune, Nightmare Alley, and The Power of the Dog. But following this, there will be 2 more episodes before Oscar night for Don't Look Up and Being the Ricardos. Warning, fickle bitches. Spoilers ahead. So what is the tip? We got Alex Gaddy here from Oklahoma, Jason Crow and me from here in Dallas. We're talking about a few of our picks for the nominees and Oscars are coming up this weekend. You guys wanted to rotate around to see what you can say, what you want to say about the Oscars and your experience on it. I know that I have a feeling I know where it's headed.
Uh-oh. Yeah. And I wouldn't really call mine my pick. It was just the one you were like, it was on the list, because it's been nominated, I guess, for Best Picture.
Yeah.
But I watched Coda.
Yeah, you saw Coda. I haven't seen it yet. I did Power of the Dog. I did Nightmare Alley because I love Guillermo del Toro. I want to do Coda. Of course, we already did Don't Look Up, which we'll be posting soon. Belfast, I've been wanting to see that, but I've also seen Dune, and I think we've all seen that one as well. But that one's up for Best Picture.
Good on you.
Yeah, I've started making it a habit in the last few years to start paying attention to the Oscars stuff, because I kind of remember when we were growing up watching the Oscars, it was a different experience. We didn't know any better, but until we finally figured out growing up, or when we got nice and grown, how it's just how the racket is angled. They already got rid of the Golden Globes, I think, because that was kind of like a racket. They were doing favoritism. I don't know if you guys had read about that, but they don't do that anymore. I think this is the second year that they stopped doing it.
I remember it was kind of like a ha kind of a trope kind of a thing, that if it won a Golden Globe, it was going to be also winning an Oscar.
Right.
Because of the same people voting on the same shit.
Yeah.
That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That's about all the attention I ever paid to it, though.
Yeah, there's all these different award ceremonial, things that they all kind of work in the same way. I mean, the Academy Awards always pisses somebody off every year, not necessarily for who wins, but how they win. I think last year they had a thing where everybody was angling for what's his name from Black Panther to win for his last movie that he did, and Anthony Hopkins won it, and people were pissed.
Anthony Hopkins kind of a better actor. I'm just saying. I was going to put that out there.
Yeah. And that was a great movie. Did you ever see that? That was a movie called The Father.
I did not.
Have you seen that, Alex?
I have not. No.
Yeah.
I was looking at the other fellow's movies. I was kind of trying to make it a point to watch the one that was on Netflix. It was Miss Something's Bottom, where he played the jazz musician in it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't bring myself to watch it because I saw how skinny the character was in that movie, and now we know that it's because he was suffering with end-stage colon cancer and he wasn't telling anybody.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that kind of bothered me about it.
Yeah, I because of a girl was watching every season of Dexter, and there's that one season where he was clearly wearing makeup, and it wasn't a good look, and he was puffy, and I'm like, boy, I would make fun of him and stuff. I learned later cancer.
Yeah.
He was still shooting, but he was going through chemo and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, aren't I an asshole?
Well, you are, but it kind of like you faced yourself. You learned it the hard way.
I learned it from watching you.
Yeah. and I taught you well.
Okay, so I'll just go ahead and dive in with mine. I
Yeah.
just recently watched it, and I'm trying to make it a point to watch these movies like within 45 minutes of hitting the podcast, so it's nice and fresh.
Mhm.
I watched Nightmare Alley. I'm also a huge